I am a Gao Fushuai villain. Chapter 11.1. Novel. Cool, thank you for helping me get up. Chu Wangzai quickly expressed her thanks as her face was completely red with embarrassment. No problem, and why do you keep pushing my hand away? Lin Yuan looked at Chu Wangzai strangely, seeing that she was trying to push his hand away. I'm afraid of getting your suit dirty. I can't compensate for it. Chu Wangzai said weakly. Lin Yuan was wearing a shiny, brand new suit. It looked very luxurious and was indeed expensive. Lin Yuan did not know whether to laugh or cry when he heard this. I voluntarily helped you, so, I don't want your compensation, Lin Yuan smilingly stated. Oh, Chu Wangzai relaxed slightly. Today is a hot day, you will feel uncomfortable wearing the bear costume, so take it off. You, Lin Yuan suggested. No, absolutely not, I have a part-time job, and the boss will not give me money if I take it off, Chu Wangzai replied. Your protest is invalid, quickly take it off, otherwise, I will help you to do so, Lin Yuan said. Then, okay, I will take it off. Chu Wangzai was afraid that Lin Yuan would really do so. I will give you your salary, Lin Yuan added. Soon, Chu Wangzai took off the mascot costume. She had worn a white short-sleeved shirt and a pair of short pants, and there were numerous patches on her pants. Both her clothes and trousers were wet with sweat. In that kind of weather, the inside of the bear costume was no different from an electric oven. Chu Wangzai's entire body was red at that moment. The sweat on her body made her resemble a fish that had come out of water. Let's go and eat ice cream, Lin Yuan said unexpectedly. Chu Wangzai was a little dumbfounded. Chu Wangzai completely froze after hearing that. Lin Yuan pulled her hand and walked forward. No, no need, I have no money, Chu Wangzai whispered. I am inviting you, do you think I can't even pay for an ice cream bar? Lin Yuan said. Chu Wangzai raised her head weakly, she felt that Lin Yuan's suit was at least several thousand yuan. Although she did not know the exact worth of the watch or the car, she was aware that they would cost millions of yuan. How could he not afford to invite her to eat an ice cream bar? Chu Wangzai shook her head. All right, let's go then. Lin Yuan was like an overbearing president at that moment, not giving Chu Wangzai any chance to refuse. They made their way through the crowd. Lin Yuan finally pulled Chu Wangzai to his Lamborghini. Chu Wangzai was forced into the car by the imposing and powerful Lin Yuan. She did not resist, as he did not seem to be a bad guy. Chu Wangzai was forced into the car by the imposing and powerful Lin Yuan. She did not resist, as he did not seem to be a bad guy. Chu Wangzai raised her foot and prevented it from touching the foot of the car. She felt that she should not step on the mat of the car foot. She had low self-esteem, and the car looked super expensive. Thus, she felt that someone like her was not worth stepping on the foot of the car, not to mention sitting in the car. Seeing the agitated appearance of Chu Wangzai, Lin Yuan said with a smile, you just relax, don't be so nervous, this car is of little value to me. I still have a dozen cars at home, so you can step on it as you wish. As he was conversing with her, Lin Yuan helped Chu Wangzai to adjust her sitting position and lean back on the car. However, not only was her back very stiff, her entire body was so as well. Why do you invite me to eat ice cream? Chu Wangzai asked gently and cautiously. As she observed Lin Yuan, she was afraid that Lin Yuan would be angry. She couldn't figure out why Lin Yuan, a Gao Fushuai, suddenly invited her to eat ice cream. Did he covet her? Would Gao Fushuai lack a woman? Moreover, she had previously worn a mascot costume. This was due to Chu Wangzai's inferiority complex. In Lin Yuan's view, if Chu Wangzai dressed up, she would not be inferior to the peerless Yin Ruyu in terms of beauty. In short, Chu Wangzai did not understand why Lin Yuan would treat her so well. I am saying it was fate, do you believe it? I happened to pass by here, coincidentally saw you humiliated and knocked down, coincidentally wanted to lift you, and then wanted to invite you to eat ice cream. Lin Yuan laughingly said. I believe it. What Lin Yuan did not expect was Chu Wangzai's sudden response when he had spoken casually. Lin Yuan froze for a moment hearing Chu Wangzai's answer. In fact, in Chu Wangzai's opinion, a person with an identity such as Lin Yuan could not like her at all. He treating her well might be just a whim. Thus, to explain it by fate, there is no problem. Seeing Chu Wangzai, whose face was innocent and adorable, had a stiff and straight body because of nervousness, Lin Yuan couldn't help but stroke her head. This was also the first intimate action Lin Yuan had done ever since he met Chu Wangzai. Chu Wangzai's body began to tremble before quickly relaxing soon after. It's a very comfortable feeling, so warm. Chu Wangzai's big eyes were turning in confusion and disorder. She did not dare to look at Lin Yuan, and was thinking absent-mindedly. Ding! Chu Wangzai's favorability with the host has increased by 10 points. Reward 50 counterattack points. There is a hostess who has a good impression on the host, and the favorability panel opens. Lin Yuan was a little surprised to hear the prompt favorability panel. Yes, host. The favorability panel can record the favorability value of the hostesses you encounter, Shenlan explained. Lin Yuan immediately opened his attribute panel. Nothing had changed in the panel except for the increase of counterattack points. However, there was a favorability opinion at the end. Favorite panel Yin Ruyu, -20, Chu Wangzai 10. Lin Yuan was a little puzzled to see this favorability panel. Yin Ruyu's favorability with me is still negative. Lin Yuan asked. Yes, host. Yin Ruyu's favorability with the former Lin Yuan was in the negative hundreds. Shenlan explained. Lin Yuan roughly understood after hearing the explanation of Shenlan. It seems that my industrious efforts were not completely useless. Besides, Rome wasn't built in a day. The aftermath of being a licking dog, for so long, is profound, and cannot be eliminated too quickly. It requires both time and effort. Lin Yuan soon arrived at a Haagen-Dazs's ice cream shop with Chu Wangzai. Seeing the Gao Fushuai, Lin Yuan, with his luxury car, wearing an exquisite suit, and his handsome looks enter the shop, many people's attention was attracted, especially those of the opposite sex. Chu Wangzai, behind him, looked like an attendant. He took Chu Wangzai to take a seat in the shop. Looking at the uncomfortable Chu Wangzai, who was sitting opposite to him, Lin Yuan smiled and asked, "What do you want to eat?" "No, I don't know." Chu Wangzai bowed her hand, her face embarrassed. Although she knew that the gazes of everyone were on Lin Yuan instead of herself, she was still very nervous and thus clutched her patchy pants tightly. She had low self-esteem, and she was not afraid of embarrassment. She was afraid to embarrass Lin Yuan in front of everyone. The cost of the ice creams in the list was in the hundreds, which was equivalent to her part-time job earnings over several days. Thus, she dared not think of eating these ice cream. "Then I'll order for you." "It is okay, don't be nervous." Lin Yuan quickly ordered 2 ice cream and stroked Chu Wangzai's head afterward. Chu Wangzai herself did not know why, but she relaxed a lot under the gentle caress of Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan also felt that Chu Wangzai had relaxed. Her behavior was similar to a small animal, which would feel comfortable when gently caressed and stroked. Chu Wangzai, who was relaxed, saw that Lin Yuan was not paying attention to her and hence let go of the hands which were clutching her trousers. However, she was still not completely relaxed. Lin Yuan saw a fresh fist-sized red mark on the knee under the patchy pants. The mark should have appeared when she fell earlier. Lin Yuan frowned and took out his mobile phone. "Hello, is it Wushu? The manager of the fashionable clothes shop at the World Trade Center is our group, right? It is nothing serious, just change the manager." "Okay, bye." Lin Yuan spoke a few words and then hung up the phone. It is easy to dismiss an ordinary clothing store manager with his identity. It is easier when his family owns the clothing store. Why was the manager dismissed? It's simple, he felt uncomfortable, and so, he just wanted to do it. The ice cream was soon served. Lin Yuan pushed the ice cream in front of Chu Wangzai and said smilingly, "I don't know the flavor you like to eat. I ordered 2 blueberry flavor ice cream. You don't dislike it, right?" Ding! Counterattack points +50. A reward prompt appeared in his mind immediately after he finished speaking. Immediately, Chu Wangzai waved her hands nervously, like, "I like it. I like whatever you order. All the flavors taste good. And I also like blueberry flavor." Chu Wangzai at once nervously explained when she saw Lin Yuan looked at her with a smile, I did not deliberately say that I like the same flavor as you. I really like blueberry flavor ice cream. I am sorry." "Why are you saying sorry?" Lin Yuan asked with a smile. I am afraid you will think that I please you on purpose. You will think that I lied," Chu Wangzai frankly and innocently said. Lin Yuan smilingly replied, "I believe in you." After Chu Wangzai heard the 4 simple words, her cheeks were red. Her eyes showed she was touched so much so that her eyes were slightly wet. Lin Yuan was a little emotional looking at the change of Chu Wangzai's expression beside him. Chu Wangzai had too little self-esteem. Chu Wangzai was afraid to say that she liked the same flavor of ice cream as me, thinking it will make me feel that is deliberately doing so. She was even touched by me simply saying that I believe her. She is a humble and adorable girl. After Lin Yuan said that he believed her, the counterattack point was increased by another 150 points. Chu Wangzai was originally slightly vigilant and afraid. However, vigilance and fear were now missing from her eyes. Lin Yuan did not like blueberry flavor ice cream. In the novel, Chu Wangzai's likes were described. Thus, he purposefully ordered them. He neither liked nor hated blueberry flavor ice cream. He looked at the favorability panel and found that her favorability had risen by 30 points. Although she had not dressed beautifully and even her hair was slightly messy, but she was born with a beautiful appearance. Her white and rosy face, along with two innocent and pure big eyes, give a favorable impression to anyone who looks at her. Lin Yuan looked at the adorable girl in front of him as she cautiously scooped ice cream into her mouth and felt incredibly happy. Is it delicious? Super delicious. Half an hour later. I have finished eating. Chu Wangzai looked at Lin Yuan slightly nervously. She ate for a long time because of her nervousness. Lin Yuan had finished much earlier and had been waiting for her. Lin Yuan saw the nervousness of Chu Wangzai. It's okay. Don't worry. Lin Yuan smiled and wiped off the corner of Chu Wangzai's nervous and dirty mouth. Following Lin Yuan's movements, Chu Wangzai's pink cheeks instantly turned red, making her shy enough to bury her head in the ground. Lin Yuan was a Gao Fushuai, and this sort of movement from him had a very lethal attraction for the opposite sex. At that moment, the women in the surroundings wished they could replace Chu Wangzai. Ding! Chu Wangzai favorability plus 10. Ding! Reward 200, counterattack points. The system's rewards prompt sounded quickly in his mind. I forgot to ask, did you have lunch? Lin Yuan asked as they left the ice cream shop. No, I haven't, Chu Wangzai replied meekly. It is not good to eat ice cream on an empty stomach. However, lunchtime has passed. I will take you to eat cake then, Lin Yuan stated. No need. Before Chu Wangzai could finish her words, she was directly pulled to the front passenger seat by Lin Yuan. The kidnapped victim was then conveniently tied up with a safety belt. Chu Wangzai was finally led by Lin Yuan into a very high-end cake shop. What cake do you want to eat? Lin Yuan asked. Chu Wangzai didn't speak, but just kept shaking her head. The interior decoration of the homemade cake shop was much better than that of the ice cream shop they had visited before. Thus, consumption would be higher here. She was too embarrassed to spend Lin Yuan's money again. However, she did not dare to oppose Lin Yuan, so she shook her head vigorously. Lin Yuan was not concerned. He smiling said, if you don't order, then I will order for you. The level of consumption in this cake shop was indeed not low. Each person would need to spend thousands of yuan for a pastry, and an entire cake would cost hundreds of thousands. This was of course, a trivial sum for Lin Yuan. 2 Black Forest cakes were soon served. The cake was decorated extremely exquisitely, like a piece of art. The chocolate on the cake was decorated with pink cherries, which gave one the urge to take a bite. Goo! Chu Wangzai swallowed saliva gently, even though the sound was tiny, but Lin Yuan heard it. Eat as much as you want, don't be scared, I have already ordered them, and it will be wasted if you don't eat. Lin Yuan laughed and moved his fork to eat. Chu Wangzai's favorite cake is the Black Forest cake, which is a beautiful memory of her childhood. After hearing Lin Yuan's words, her cheeks turned red. She finally summoned her courage under the encouragement of Lin Yuan and raised her fork to eat the cake. Do you like this cake? The Black Forest cake has a lot of chocolate and might be slightly bitter, Lin Yuan stated. I love it. My favorite cake is the Black Forest cake. Although it is a bit bitter, however, after the bitterness of chocolate, you can taste the sweetness and sourness of cherries. I really like this taste. My mother bought me one when I was a kid, and I have never forgotten it ever since. I love it. My favorite cake is the Black Forest cake. Although it is a bit bitter, however, after the bitterness of chocolate, you can taste the sweetness and sourness of cherries. I really like this taste. My mother bought me one when I was a kid, and I have never forgotten it ever since. Chu Wangzai answered Lin Yuan's question quickly, fluently, and in detail. Ah, yes, sorry. I got carried away. Yes, sorry. Chu Wangzai panicked and stood up to apologize. In her opinion, it was already excessive to eat with Lin Yuan paying the money. Yet, she expressed her opinions and got carried away while doing so. She was panicking so much so that the hand holding the fork was trembling. It's okay, you spoke very well. The reason I like the Black Forest cake is also that after the bitterness passes away, the sweetness leaves a rich aftertaste. Lin Yuan gently touched Chu Wangzai's head. Following Lin Yuan's action, Chu Wangzai calmed down. Ding! Chu Wangzai favorability plus 10. Ding! Reward 200, counterattack points. The system sent reward prompts to Lin Yuan's brain. Lin Yuan smiled slightly, hearing the prompt, and continued to eat while chatting with Chu Wangzai. Lin Yuan had superb conversation skills and understood Chu Wangzai quite a bit, so Chu Wangzai felt great chatting with him. Although there were no further prompts of favorability increasing, Lin Yuan could see that Chu Wangzai was not guarding against him anymore, and her vigilance had completely dissipated. Lin Yuan knows it is hard to increase the favorability of someone quickly, so he was not surprised that it had not increased again. Let's go since we have finished eating, Lin Yuan stated with a smile. Okay, great. Chu Wangzai quickly got up. It was not until they had gone out of the shop that Chu Wangzai discovered it was already evening, and the sun had set. She had unconsciously chatted with a person for so long. Chu Wangzai stealthily peeked at Lin Yuan, and her cheeks blushed red. May I know your name? Chu Wangzai finally couldn't help but muster up courage and asked Lin Yuan. Her whole face reddened when she finished asking, and she was so shy that she resembled an ostrich wanting to bury her head in the sand. Of course, my name is Lin Yuan. What's yours? Lin Yuan smiled and gently lifted Chu Wangzai's head with his hands. Don't bow your head, you look so adorable when you are courageous. Chu Wangzai's pink cheeks turned redder upon hearing Lin Yuan's words, but she still raised her head obediently. My name is Chu Wangzai 1. Chu Wangzai introduced herself shyly and earnestly. Chu Wangzai, it is truly a good name. Although Lin Yuan had known her name for a long time, he still laughed and complimented. Thank you. Thank you. Chu Wangzai didn't dare to look squarely at Lin Yuan. Her big, beautiful eyes were shifting away from his. You are so good to me today. Is it your influential family's test on you? Are you making TikTok videos? Or, Chu Wangzai asked nervously, clutching the corner of her skirt. This uneasiness was very reasonable. Chu Wangzai felt that she was the Cinderella in the fairy tale, and Lin Yuan was her dazzling prince. Reality is not a fairy tale. She did not know how can she attract Lin Yuan. Without waiting for Chu Wangzai to finish speaking, Lin Yuan interrupted her. I am neither shooting a video nor is this the test of my influential family. Why do you think so? I didn't expect your small brain to conjure yourself as Mary Sue 1. Then, Chu Wangzai became more nervous hearing Lin Yuan's words. It's very coherent because I think you are adorable and want to be friends with you, that's all. You can treat it as love at first sight, and so, I devised a scheme to meet you. Lin Yuan gazed straight at Chu Wangzai with an unabashed smile. This answer completely astounded Chu Wangzai. Chu Wangzai's entire face right up to her earlobes blushed red. Her little hands tightened gripping the corners of her clothes so much so that her hands gradually whitened. At that moment, she was unaware of how adorable she was. When she wore off the costume, she was sweating all over her body. The patchy pants reveal her poverty along with her messy hair and thrifty simple dress. However, Chu Wangzai did not think that Lin Yuan lied. She had unconsciously completely believed everything Lin Yuan said. Friend. Chu Wangzai put her small hands in her pocket, and they unconsciously clenched tightly. Yes, friend. Why? Am I not worthy of being your friend? Lin Yuan pretended to be slightly angry. Sorry, I do not. I just think I am not cute at all. Chu Wangzai repeatedly waved her hands and apologized. It's okay. However, you don't have any self-knowledge at all. Lin Yuan smiled and stroked her head. Under the light of the setting sun in the evening, Chu Wangzai wiped the corner of her eyes. She looked up and smiled. I am happy to be your friend. The young girl's face was rosy under the splendor of setting sun. Her big eyes reflected the colorful light beams like black gems, and the smile on the corner of her mouth was brimming with hope and youth. Lin Yuan's heart skipped a beat. He did not even hear the prompt from the system. Ding! Chu Wangzai favor ability plus 20 points. Ding! Reward 500 counterattack points. Wow! Chu Wangzai is so cute. The host is so amazing. He can get 500 counterattack points at a time. Shen Lan exclaimed in Lin Yuan's mind. Fortunately, Shen Lan had a melodious female voice, similar to that of a Lolita, and not of a molester. Lin Yuan was quite surprised. The higher the favor ability value, the harder it is to improve. He didn't expect just a few words from him would increase the favor ability by as much as 20 points. He also received 500 counterattack points. Lin Yuan was looking at the incomparably lovely Chu Wangzai, thinking where to take her for dinner. However, Chu Wangzai spoke suddenly. Then, I want to take you to a place, is it okay? Chu Wangzai asked gently and cautiously. Of course, Lin Yuan replied with a smile. Looking at Lin Yuan's smile, Chu Wangzai's throbbing heart relaxed a lot. Lin Yuan reached a neat clean noodle shop following behind. Chu Wangzai. Yes, that's right. Lin Yuan evaluated the noodle shop as somewhat clean. It was just a bit better in terms of hygiene than those street stalls with low prices and no permanent base. Boss, I want 2 bowls of dragon noodles, 1 bowl with 2 eggs, and the other bowl with none. Chu Wangzai glanced nervously at Lin Yuan sitting on an ordinary chair, rushed to the kitchen, and said to the proprietor. She took out a crumpled 50 yuan from her pocket while talking. Lin Yuan observed everything but did not say a word. Chu Wangzai soon returned and took a seat. She blinked her big eyes only to see Lin Yuan staring at her with a smile but not speaking a word. Although she felt quite embarrassed, she still explained, "My mother taught me to get along with someone you need to reciprocate. You invited me to eat delicious food, and thus I wanted to invite you to a meal too, although it might not be too tasty, but I can only afford this." Chu Wangzai looked at Lin Yuan shyly, her eyes were brimming with sincerity and embarrassment. "It's okay. I will like the food of anywhere you invite me to." Lin Yuan touched her humble face, once again. Although he spoke a cliché and embarrassing line from Earth, when Chu Wangzai heard it, she felt like she had eaten honey. She smiled happily and adorably. Her 2 big eyes resembled a crescent moon. Lin Yuan knew that Chu Wangzai had spoken the truth. Chu Wangzai had only 50 yuan on her body. In the novel, Chu Wangzai was diagnosed with liver disease when she was merely 6 years old, and her treatment cost was several million yuan. It was an astronomical amount for an ordinary family. What's even tragic is that the parents who worked hard to save money for her treatment had a car accident soon, leaving her all alone in the world. She grew up alone with the pension money. Those hard challenges allowed her to mature, and she started working part-time. She often encountered matters like wearing a costume under high temperatures in her part-time jobs. The money earned from part-time jobs is not nearly enough to cure her disease, but she can eke out her life for a while longer. Despite having so many difficulties in her life, Chu Wangzai still strongly desired to live. She was a girl brimming with hope for the future. In the original novel, she became the second heroine under the protagonist's halo. Her description was not in detail. After all, the urban romance writer foolishly wrote her without using his brain. But after he got along with her today, Lin Yuan felt that the girl was brimming with hope, and unexpectedly adorable. "This bowl is for you." Chu Wangzai pushed the dragon noodles with 2 eggs to Lin Yuan and kept the bowl with none for herself. Chu Wangzai was initially very worried. She was afraid that Lin Yuan, born in a life of luxury and extravagance, would drop the chopsticks and leave decisively. However, she saw that Lin Yuan had started eating with a smile. She also smiled sweetly and began to eat. Although the meal cost half of her monthly food costs. "I thought you wouldn't eat." After eating, as Lin Yuan and Chu Wangzai walked on the street, Chu Wangzai said meekly, "It is impossible. I like everything you invite me to." Lin Yuan laughed. "However, if I didn't eat, what would you have done?" Lin Yuan asked. Chu Wangzai blinked her eyes and shook her head. "No, I don't know, maybe I will cry alone and finish eating." She thought about it and said, "Stupid." Lin Yuan smiled and stroked Chu Wangzai's head. "I will only give important announcements from now. I have received my first patron, so I will update an extra chapter tomorrow sponsored by my patron. Enjoy the chapter at that time." Chu Wangzai did not have the slightest resistance to Lin Yuan's actions. Her face had an expression of enjoyment. She had a very favorable impression of Lin Yuan and had great trust in him. Not only was Lin Yuan wealthy and treated her to delicious food, but she found that Lin Yuan shared many of the same interests and likes as her. He was someone who could chat for a long time. She liked Lin Yuan as a friend. However, Lin Yuan was very dazzling. She felt ashamed of her inferiority when compared to his perfection. She did not dare feel the inexplicable throbbing in her heart and resolutely suppressed those emotions down. I can meet Master Lin, even if it's only for half a day. I feel that my life is worth it. Chu Wangzai couldn't help thinking as she looked at Lin Yuan's handsome and dashing face from the side. Ding! Counterattack points plus 100. Lin Yuan looked at the enjoying expression on her face and took advantage of the situation to ask, "Do you have work at multiple places?" Chu Wangzai replied, "Then aren't you supposed to save a lot of money? Why do you wear such pants?" Lin Yuan asked suddenly. The enjoying expression on her face turned lifeless upon hearing Lin Yuan's words. Sorry, I only have 50 yuan, and it is not that I don't want to treat you to better food. Sorry." Chu Wangzai had low self-esteem. She feels lowly like a speck of dust when compared to Lin Yuan, who is dazzling like the sun. However, Lin Yuan's warmth gave her a little courage. When Lin Yuan asked her why she did not have enough money to change her trousers, she immediately thought that Lin Yuan believed that she was not willing to spend money to treat him to delicious food, rather than think of other problems. "No, I believe you only have 50 yuan. The noodles were also delicious, but why didn't you save money?" Lin Yuan asked. As Lin Yuan spoke the words from his mouth, Chu Wangzai's eyes were full of tangle and panic at the same time. However, Lin Yuan believed that it would be better for Chu Wangzai to speak up to increase his favorability instead of exposing it himself. Chu Wangzai did not know that Lin Yuan knew her inside out. She didn't intend to talk to Lin Yuan about her liver disease, but she was more afraid that Lin Yuan thought she was a very stingy person. So Chu Wangzai gritted her teeth and talked all about her life experience again. This was the first time she had told others her story. "When I was 6 years old," although he already knew about it earlier, Lin Yuan still looked at Chu Wangzai and listened quietly and earnestly. "The doctor said that I would have to undergo a major operation to cure my illness, costing at least 1 million. Every month, I had to get put on an 4, and all the money I worked is to pay for the 4, Chu Wangzai said while crying. In fact, over the years, she had already accepted her fate of suffering. However, no one would listen to her attentively as she said everything on her mind. This made her so inferiority complex and autism even worse. She burst into tears as she spoke of her life experience. Lin Yuan did not expect that after finishing her story, Chu Wangzai ran away in the forward direction. She ran away very quickly and suddenly, making it a tricky escape. However, Chu Wangzai, a malnourished girl, couldn't compare to Lin Yuan in physical fitness. Lin Yuan quickly chased for dozens of meters, and then took her hand. "Why are you running away?" Lin Yuan asked. At this time, looking at Chu Wangzai's tear-stained face, made people feel a sense of pity. The passerby uncles and aunts kept their calm in the face of the situation, as they thought that the young couple had a falling out. After panting for a few breaths, Chu Wangzai lowered her head and explained meekly, I didn't want to tell you that I am sick." "Why?" Lin Yuan asked. Chu Wangzai clenched the corner of her clothes tightly and said nervously, "Because you are rich, I'm afraid that after I said it, you will think I know you have money and wanted to cheat you, so I deliberately said I was sick. I ran away, so you won't think I wanted to swindle your money." Lin Yuan laughed and said, "You can run away from me with your short legs. As you said, I can still say that you pretended to run on purpose." "I didn't. I really didn't." Chu Wangzai cried anxiously after hearing Lin Yuan's words, repeatedly explaining. Lin Yuan placed his hand on Chu Wangzai's head again. "Be at ease, I believe you. I just want to tell you that if you want to cheat somebody, there are many methods to do so. But I believe you." Lin Yuan knew Chu Wangzai's character and knew that Chu Wangzai had spoken the truth. She had told him that she was sick under his guidance to speak. In the original novel, Chu Wangzai was a girl brimming with hope and did not ask anyone for help. Thank you, Master Lin." Chu Wangzai grabbed Lin Yuan's hand, and her heart was very moved. Lin Yuan's trust is a great affirmation to someone like her who has an inferiority complex. Ding! Counterattack point plus 200 the system sent him the reward prompt. Lin Yuan touched his pocket, took out 100 yuan, and handed it to Chu Wangzai. Pay your salary. Lin Yuan said. Out of the question. I can't take it. You invited me to eat so many things today. Chu Wangzai froze for a moment, and then repeatedly waved her hands to refuse. Don't tell me that 100 yuan is not worth accompanying me for half a day? Is my time so worthless? Lin Yuan directly pulled Chu Wangzai's little hand and stuffed the money into it. Chu Wangzai did not dare resist. She held on to the 100 yuan note with a red face. Oh, by the way, what is your dream? Lin Yuan blurted out the question suddenly. Chu Wangzai's eyes suddenly lit up, hearing Lin Yuan's words like a light shining in the darkness. I am a Gao Fushuai villain. Chapter 16, Novel Cool. This is the sponsored chapter by my patron. Thanks for your support. My dream is to open a cake shop. This cake shop doesn't need to be big but should sell various varieties of cakes. Cheesecakes, honey cakes, mousse cakes. Of course, the shop will not sell Black Forest cakes. I will operate the shop like this. At that time, Chu Wangzai was chattering and jabbering on and on. She was speaking eloquently, and it looked like she would go on for the entire day. Her face was brimming with confidence and hope, and she seemed to have become a completely different person. Lin Yuan did not interrupt, rather looked on quietly with a smile. I'm sorry, I got carried away again. Chu Wangzai reacted after some time, seeing Lin Yuan smiling at her, and immediately her face blushed red. It's okay, when did you think of these? Lin Yuan asked. During the break of my part-time job, I like to indulge in flights of fancy when I have free time, Chu Wangzai smilingly said, and her eyes were full of hope. Looking at those eyes brimming with hope, Lin Yuan felt that Chu Wangzai resembled a goddess of hope. He understood Chu Wangzai's dream. Chu Wangzai's life was like a small sailboat. The dark clouds above the sky and the stormy waves under the boat put the sailboat in a precarious situation, while the store resembled the lighthouse, steering it towards its destination. Thank you for listening to my blabbering, Chu Wangzai said to Lin Yuan happily. However, she found that Lin Yuan was touching his chin at that time, seemed like pondering about something. Soon after, he took out his mobile phone to send a text message. She instantly closed her mouth and did not dare to breathe loudly. Well, I feel you have a great idea, so come work for me, Lin Yuan suddenly said. Hearing Lin Yuan's words, Chu Wangzai froze for a moment and subconsciously asked, Work? What kind of work do I do for you? Lin Yuan pointed to a cake shop in front of them and said, I was thinking about entering the baking industry recently. Have you seen this cake shop? I just texted to bought it. I feel that your idea is great, so I want you to be the store manager and give it a try. Chu Wangzai was stupefied hearing Lin Yuan's words as any ordinary man would. How can this be? Chu Wangzai believed when Lin Yuan said that he bought the cake shop with a text message, but how could she be the store manager? So she repeatedly waved her hands. However, Lin Yuan did not wait for her to finish speaking, and interrupted, I will wait for you at this place tomorrow at noon. In any case, I did not spend a lot of money to buy this cake shop. It is up to you to decide whether to come or not. Lin Yuan stroked Chu Wangzai's head after he finished speaking, got in the car, and drove off without looking back at her. She stood there with a dazed expression on her face and watched the figure gradually drift away. After hesitating for a while, she decided she didn't have any confidence in being an adequate store manager and did not want to accept the gift, but she decided to come over here the next day. Chu Wangzai did not have the extravagant hope of being the cake shop manager. She was just afraid that if she didn't come the following day, she would never see Lin Yuan again in her life. To see Lin Yuan again, Chu Wangzai decided she must come over here. At that time, Lin Yuan, sitting in the car, was having a conversation with Shen Lan. Shen Lan, host, you have done a great job today. You have earned a lot of counterattack points through your interactions with Chu Wangzai, and also brushed up Chu Wangzai's favorability. But there is a problem that you have still not discovered. Lin Yuan, Shen Lan, today, although you were good to Chu Wangzai, it seemed more like a friend. However, the friendship between opposite sexes will reach a limit, and you will be stuck at that small favorability forever. According to your performance today, as long as you created a romantic atmosphere, the favorability might have soared greatly. Lin Yuan said with a smile, "Why do you think that I didn't discover it?" Shen Lan was dumbfounded. "Ah," Lin Yuan said, "sometimes, it is unwise to be eager and impatient. Acting wisely and slowly will make things smoother. The long-time accumulation will result in an outbreak at some point in time. Also, the system panel is useful. However, data remains static while people are not, so it is unreliable at many times." One mysterious, Shen Lan can't understand. Shen Yan's voice sounded young, like a muddle-headed little loli. Lin Yuan came to Yin Ruyu's house as before to treat Song Xian. Song Xian was treated in a large room, and Yin Ruyu was also present there. Lying in bed, Song Xian, who was receiving treatment, took the initiative to chat with Lin Yuan. "Xiao Yuan, you are an excellent young man. You are not only handsome, but you also have a good family background. You conduct yourself with dignity in society, and your medical skill has reached perfection too. Tut tut. 3. Unfortunately, some people don't know how to cherish it." Song Xian intentionally praised him in front of Yin Ruyu. Yin Ruyu, sitting in the chair beside him, stayed silent when she heard it. She knew the meaning of her mother but said nothing. Lin Yuan said with a smile, "This is no big deal. On the other hand, Aunt Song's ability is truly remarkable. Aunt Song Xian, you have created a lot of legends in the business world. Moreover, your skin is so well maintained, that whoever sees it will think that it is the milky flesh of a young girl." Lin Yuan did not exaggerate, because Song Xian could become the master of the Yin family thanks to her remarkable ability. Lin Yuan came into contact with her skin due to acupuncture, and felt that her skin was as satiny as a young girl. Especially with the conditioning of his acupuncture, Song Xian's entire skin became rosier and younger. "Oh, for Xiao Yuan, you really know how to sweet talk? Your old aunt can't accept your exaggerated praise." Although she said so, Song Xian's face was already smiling. Lin Yuan's praise was well directed. He praised her achievements in the business community, which Song Xian is very proud of, in the beginning. He then praised her beauty, which is her weak spot. Which woman on this planet does not like others boasting about her beauty and attractiveness? The crucial factor is that Lin Yuan is not only the heir of the juggernaut Lin family but also is a dashing and outstanding young man. "How nice would it be if you were my son? Alas, it's a pity." The reclining Song Xian stretched out her waist and sighed with regret. Yin Ruyu, on the side, continued to remain silent, saying nothing. She is the cold president of the company in front of others. However, Song Xian had raised her alone, and Yin Ruyu is simply an obedient daughter in front of her. The resistance shown to Song Xian when Lin Yuan had last visited, was her sole outrageous defiance of her mother. She did not expect Song Xian to get so angry that she fainted, and now she dared not show a rebellious attitude in front of her mother. "Wipe my sweat," Lin Yuan commanded Yin Ruyu. Yin Ruyu picked up the handkerchief silently and wiped off his sweat carefully. Lin Yuan was treating her mother. To not affect the treatment, Yin Ruyu wiped Lin Yuan's sweat obediently. Yin Ruyu appeared to be more skilled compared to the first time she had wiped off his sweat. The fragrance of the elegant beauty would linger in his nose as her white hand wiped clean the sweat. Lin Yuan was very comfortable while treating Song Xian. Soon, the acupuncture treatment ended. Lin Yuan put away the needles and also tactfully declined Song Xian's invitation to stay for dinner. He got up and was preparing to leave. Seeing Lin Yuan get up, Yin Ruyu also got up. She was preparing to send off Lin Yuan. After all, Lin Yuan had worked hard to help Song Xian cure the disease. Song Xian had raised her alone and was her only surviving parent. As Lin Yuan had saved Song Xian, Yin Ruyu's impression of him had improved. Watching Yin Ruyu take the initiative to get up and see him off, Song Xian nodded with satisfaction. The two walked out of the room side by side. Lin Yuan discovered that Yin Ruyu was wearing a professional suit. Today, a dress for women in the workplace. Her beautiful hair was in a slightly mature bun on top of her head. This, coupled with her beautiful and aloof face, made her a model iceberg president. Yin Ruyu's perfect curves are vividly and thoroughly displayed under her suit. Her perfectly fine jade-like long legs could certainly drive men crazy and women envious. This suit seemed to be created just for Yin Ruyu, as it made people unable to look away from her, but at the same time afraid to stare at her. Yin Ruyu was very pleased and confident about her looks and the outfit worn. However, when she stealthily peeked at him, she found that Lin Yuan didn't look at her with the same gaze that got her disgusted with him in the first place. If it were the former Lin Yuan, his gaze would have wanted to gobble her up. However, the present Lin Yuan's eyes were pure. Yin Ruyu was more comfortable seeing this, such that she did not loathe Lin Yuan like other men. As the two walked out, they passed a garden in the villa. Lin Yuan suddenly stopped his footsteps. Yin Ruyu curiously followed his line of sight and found that Lin Yuan was gazing at an iris flowering plant. This iris is soon going to die, Lin Yuan said. And one dot. Yin Ruyu glanced at Lin Yuan. This iris was looking sickly, and everyone could see that it was dying. She didn't know why Lin Yuan suddenly said this. Is this piece of iris transplanted here, less than 2 days ago? It will soon be completely dead, Lin Yuan said. Huh? How do you know? Yin Ruyu, who was usually reserved, couldn't help ask. Iris generally grows and declines year after year, and if you take good care of it, even if it seems that the iris is dead, as the roots underneath are still alive, they can germinate and bloom again in the coming year. She was quite baffled and wondered how Lin Yuan knew that this iris flowering plant was about to die, and even more strange was how Lin Yuan knew that the iris flowering plant had only been transplanted here for 2 days. She had been planting flowering plants for more than 10 years, and she can't see how he arrived at these conclusions. She had never heard that Lin Yuan also planted flowering plants. Could it be that the maid at home told him this? Just as Yin Ruyu was letting her imagination run wild, Lin Yuan said, I don't know much about flowering plants, but I know a little about plants related to medicine. For example, this iris flower can decrease inflammation, improve blood circulation, remove blood stasis, TCM, relieve cold, rheumatic pain, etc. And its rhizomes have withered, furthermore. So, I guess this iris has been transplanted here less than 2 days ago. Lin Yuan talked about the medicinal properties and growth habits of iris flowering plants, even where they were transplanted from and how they were transplanted to. Lin Yuan didn't brag. God-level medicine skill is not limited to treating diseases but also has given him the knowledge of the medicinal properties of many plants. This is complementary, otherwise, how could it be regarded as God-level medicine skill? Moreover, he knows that Yin Ruyu likes to grow flowering plants. And even vegetation. She planted almost all the flowering plants in the garden, and one of Yin Ruyu's favorite plants was about to die then. In the original novel, Yin Ruyu was sad for a long time because of the death of that plant. On the other side, Yin Ruyu looked at Lin Yuan's beautiful eyes, and she was astonished. Everything Lin Yuan had just said about Iris was correct. It was like he had watched her transplant the iris. Yin Ruyu felt that she was increasingly unable to see through Lin Yuan. A short chapter is split into 2 parts. I apologize for the inconvenience caused. Before, she had introduced flowers to Lin Yuan as she thought about cultivating feelings with him. Unfortunately, Lin Yuan was not interested in her hobby of flowers. This was also one of the reasons why she firmly wanted to break off the engagement. She didn't expect that Lin Yuan could now talk about iris flowering plants with such assurance. Are his medical skills so amazing? Medical skills, right? Medical skills? Yin Ruyu suddenly thought of something. Medicine could cure people. Then could it also heal flowers? Lin Yuan's medical skills were so terrifying that he healed her mother, so it might be easy for him to cure flowering plants. Suddenly, Yin Ruyu looked at Lin Yuan with eyes brimming with enthusiasm and hope. This look, compared with the coldness before it, was like the difference between the equator and the Arctic. Can I ask you a question? Yin Ruyu was slightly nervous as she asked Lin Yuan. Yes. Lin Yuan answered indifferently. You know so much about these medicinal plants, such as irises. In that case, can you cure them? Yin Ruyu asked in a tone permeated with tension. She was afraid that Lin Yuan's answer was no. However, she was overjoyed when she heard Lin Yuan's answer. Yes, I can heal plants with medicinal properties, Lin Yuan said. Yin Ruyu was about to jump in excitement, hearing the answer. Her hobby is flowers, and many of her thoughts and emotions are also pinned on flowers. Flowers are the second most significant part of her life apart from her mother. Hence, she was pleased with his answer. However, Lin Yuan poured cold water on her. It can be cured does not mean that it will be cured, it depends on the specific situation. Yin Ruyu calmed down a bit after hearing Lin Yuan's words. She quickly asked, can this iris flowering plant be cured? Yes. Lin Yuan nodded. As long as it is separated from the medicinal plant, wind bellflower, next to it, and then the amount of watering and irrigation is increased, it will come back to life in 2 days. Lin Yuan said. Really? Yin Ruyu was emotionally excited again after hearing Lin Yuan's answer. She didn't doubt Lin Yuan's words, because Lin Yuan's medical technique for saving her mother was more incredible than this, and Lin Yuan didn't look like he was lying at all. Please follow me. Yin Ruyu, who keeps her calm like a block of ice on ordinary days, was very excited at that time. She did not even wait for Lin Yuan to answer and immediately grabbed his hand, leading him into the interior of the garden. After walking dozens of meters, Yin Ruyu, holding Lin Yuan's hands, reached a tree. The tree was hardly reaching the height of one person, but its branches and leaf were dense. However, these branches and leaves appear to be unhealthy, dried up, and of yellow color. As soon as they reached the tree, Yin Ruyu changed to herself to her usual reserved, uncommunicative self and began to speak quickly. Xiaozi started to turn yellow gradually 2 years ago. Whether it is spring, summer, autumn, or winter, it has been gradually turning yellow, and its life force is incessantly elapsing. I don't know why it is happening. What's going on? I investigated that Xiaozi's lifespan shouldn't be so short. After that, I poured it with water and fertilizer. I don't know why Xiaozi is dying. Help me, please, save it. Finally, the iceberg president Yin Ruyu had a pleading tone as she asked for help. Xiaozi was the most important thing besides her mother, Song Xian, in her life. Miss Yin, speak slowly, don't be so anxious, can you let go of my hands first? Even though Yin Ruyu's tone was pleading, Lin Yuan said indifferently. Yin Ruyu reacted immediately after hearing Lin Yuan's words. At that moment, she was clasping Lin Yuan's hands tightly. Yin Ruyu's attractive face blushed red and she released his hand quickly. This was the first time she had held a man's hand. She didn't expect that she would take the initiative to hold it for so long. In her anxiousness, she had pinched Lin Yuan's hand, making it a little red. Seeing this, she promptly apologized. Sorry, I was too anxious. It's okay, Lin shook his head unconcernedly. It just looked a little red, and Yin Ruyu's little tender hands will not cause any harm to him, but he is still satisfied with her apology. Lin Yuan, your medical skills are so remarkable, please look and tell me if you can cure it. If you can do so, I can get you whatever you want. Yin Ruyu's beautiful eyes were full of tension and hope. She was afraid of Lin Yuan refusing or saying he couldn't cure it. Lin Yuan did not answer, but walked around Xiaozi. This is the Chinese yew, Taxus chinensis. Chinese yew is also known as red bean yew because it produces red bean-shaped fruits. Paclitaxel 1 extracted from yew can fight cancer, so yew is also called biological gold. Moreover, yew also has a special efficacy on the prevention and treatment of tumors, cancer, leukemia, diabetes, etc. Lin Yuan said while observing the plant. Correct. It's precisely the Chinese yew. It was planted by my dad. He had a tumor at that time. Yin Ruyu was very excited. Can you cure it? Lin Yuan seemed to ponder. Seeing Lin Yuan look like this, Yin Ruyu's thumping heart sank. Can't it be cured? Yin Ruyu felt very sad. No, it can be cured, and it's simple. Lin Yuan had a weird look on his face. Really? Yin Ruyu shouted with joy. I'm not doubting your medical skills, I am just very excited. Yin Ruyu hurriedly explained, fearing Lin Yuan would misunderstand. Never mind, actually this Chinese yew tree one is not sick. Lin Yuan said. Yin Ruyu was stunned. How could it be that it is not sick? It just lacks nutrition. Lin Yuan said indifferently. How could it be? I have poured water and given fertilizer to it the same way since my childhood. It used to be okay before. How can it have a nutrition deficiency now? Yin Ruyu didn't understand. You haven't changed, but it doesn't mean it will also not change. Lin Yuan said. I haven't changed, doesn't mean it won't change, Yin Ruyu murmured to herself. It lacks sunshine. The most, Lin Yuan said while looking at a large tree beside it. Yin Ruyu had a flash of understand when she followed Lin Yuan's line of sight. Chinese yew grows very slowly, but some shrubs grow quicker. When you planted the Chinese yew, this tree was not here yet. As this tree grew, the sunshine on the Chinese yew gradually decreased. So, I said a little while ago that you haven't changed. But it has changed. Lin Yuan said. So, how do we fix it? Yin Ruyu had realized the problem hearing Lin Yuan's words and figured out the solution, but she still asked him. It's simple, cut down the big tree as soon as possible. But pay attention to the location of the many roots of the big tree. The roots must get cleaned off thoroughly. This malnourished Chinese yu will then be completely revitalized. Lin Yuan said. As long as the big tree is cleared up, Chinese yu will naturally thrive and grow. Sometimes the prejudices and opinions in people's minds are just like a big tree that has deep roots. Only by clearing the big tree can we brush away the clouds and mist blocking the blue sky. Yin Ruyu was slightly dazed, seeing the confident Lin Yuan speak frankly about philosophy. Under the sunshine, Lin Yuan's face looked increasingly angular, and his handsome and graceful looks made Yin Ruyu slightly stunned. You haven't changed, but it doesn't mean it won't change. The prejudice in people's hearts is like a big tree with deep roots. These words incessantly echoed in Yin Ruyu's mind. It seemed to be alluding to her and Lin Yuan. Yin Ruyu felt that in a short 2 days, she hasn't changed, but Lin Yuan seemed to have undergone a complete transformation. She indeed possesses deep prejudice in her heart towards Lin Yuan. Is that prejudice also like that big tree with roots? Ding! The hostess Yin Ruyu's favorability plus 5 points. Counterattack points plus 100. The system sent a reminder of the reward in his mind. Have you heard clearly? Dispose of the trunk and remove the roots of the big tree at the same time, then the Chinese yu will naturally heal without needing any cure. Lin Yuan said. Yin Ruyu roused up after hearing Lin Yuan's words. Here. I have heard. I will have someone cut this tree and clear the roots at the same time today. And thank you very much. Truly thanks a lot. I planted this tree together with my dad. When I was young, my dad often accompanied me to play under the tree. This tree is very important to me. Thank you very much. Yin Ruyu, who was always cold, was very grateful to Lin Yuan today and kept thanking her. Ding! Counterattack points plus 100. Another reward reminder sounded in Lin Yuan's mind. It's okay. I just spoke a couple of sentences, that's all. Lin Yuan said indifferently. Looking at Lin Yuan, Yin Ruyu felt very unfamiliar. In the past, Lin Yuan always wanted to make discreet inquiries about her various affairs. But, now she took the initiative to tell the secrets of her childhood, yet Lin Yuan had an aloof appearance. She set aside the strange feeling and said, regardless, you still helped me, and I owe you a big favor. You can mention anything you want. Will you reward anything I want? Lin Yuan said smilingly. While speaking those words, Lin Yuan gazed at Yin Ruyu's attractive and beautiful body. The figure under the office suit can be rated as perfect, especially her private place and taut calf were very tempting for all men. Sensing the inspection of Lin Yuan's eyes, Yin Ruyu's body was tense with nervousness. Could it be that Lin Yuan wants that kind of reward? Yin Ruyu was very nervous. The reward I want is an iris flowering plant. When the iris flowering plant is saved, just give it to me in an exquisite flower pot. Yin Ruyu did not expect that Lin Yuan quickly looked away and then said in an indifferent tone. What? Iris? You want an iris flowering plant? Yin Ruyu was tangled due to his great favor. Do you want to sacrifice a little bit of your body? She didn't expect Lin Yuan wanted an iris flowering plant as compensation for his favor. Just an iris flowering plant? Yin Ruyu was slightly dumbfounded. Yes. Lin Yuan didn't say much. Send it to my house when the time comes. I need to deal with some matter, so I will take my leave. After he finished speaking, Lin Yuan decisively turned around to leave. Yin Ruyu nibbled her red lips watching Lin Yuan leave so firmly. What is the meaning of this? He helped her so much but only asked for a worthless iris flower as compensation? It may have only taken a few words for Lin Yuan to resolve the problem, but those words from him have solved a significant matter of her. Lin Yuan only wanted a single iris flowering plant, which was more uncomfortable for Yin Ruyu than had he demanded 10 million as compensation. However, looking at the decisive departure of Lin Yuan, Yin Ruyu knew that Lin Yuan had earnestly spoken those words, choosing not to raise the price tag. When she saw Lin Yuan sitting inside the Lamborghini, Yin Ruyu gritted her teeth and ran up to him quickly. She untied the necklace from her neck and stuffed it into Lin Yuan's hands. Yin Ruyu quickly turned around and departed away after she finished speaking her words. This sapphire necklace can barely be my compensation for you. The iris flowering plant that you spoke of will also be given to you. Yin Ruyu felt that blood had rushed to her face as she ran back to the villa. Lin Yuan saw that Yin Ruyu's white and delicate ears turned beef red as she ran away from him. Necklace. Despite the surprise, Lin Yuan smiled as he looked at the necklace in his hand. He then stepped on the accelerator and drove away. In the garden, Yin Ruyu watched the big tree next to Xiao Ziyi topple over loudly. Lin Yuan's words from a while ago replayed in her mind. You haven't changed, but it doesn't mean it won't change. The prejudice in people's hearts is like a big tree with roots. Yin Ruyu felt complicated in her heart. Ding! The heroine Yin Ruyu's impression of you has changed slightly. Favorability plus 5 points. Counterattack points plus 150. Lin Yuan heard the reward prompt of the system again while sitting in the Lamborghini. Shen Lan exclaimed in surprise, Wow, host, you are too powerful. You got so many counterattack points from Yin Ruyu. And not only did you get counterattack points from her, but Yin Ruyu also gave you a necklace worn on her neck. Host, you are amazing. Isn't this because of the good foundation I laid? Lin Yuan laughingly said. He knew that rescuing Yin Ruyu's plant Xiao Ziyi might improve her favorability. However, he didn't expect Yin Ruyu to give him her worn necklace as compensation. The necklace that Miss Yan, one of the 4 beauties of Jiangbei, had worn, would have a starting price of 1 million in an auction. After Lin Yuan observed the necklace, he discovered that the sapphire on this sapphire necklace was worth 7 million. Thus, the necklace's value would be above 10 million. Combined with the fact that Yin Ruyu had worn the necklace on her neck, the necklace's value would significantly increase. An auctioned item could be bought at several times its original value. He never expected Yin Ruyu to compensate him by giving the necklace so decisively. Shen Lan asked again, but then, why did the host ask for an iris flowering plant as compensation? Is the iris flowering plant valuable? If you took the initiative to demand remuneration, you might have got something more valuable than this necklace. Lin Yuan laughingly replied, There is nothing more rewarding than asking for an iris flowering plant. I had done a great favor for Yin Ruyu. If I took the initiative to ask for something and obtained something worth 100 million, then the favor would have been repaid. The gains would not make up for the losses. And this necklace was given to me by Yin Ruyu on her initiative and implied many meanings. I won't explain it to you one by one as you are an idiot. Humph. Shen Lan is not stupid at all. Shen Ian said in her immature voice. Her voice sounded like a whine from a teenage girl, making it very cute. Shen Lan spoke again. Moreover, host, the words you spoke a while ago were philosophical. You have not changed, but it doesn't mean that it will not change. The prejudice in people's hearts is like a big tree with roots. It is simply suggesting that you have changed, so Yin Ruyu's attitude towards you should also change. Host, why are you stirring up her emotions like that? Did you do a course on multilevel marketing? Lin Yuan mocked. Multilevel marketing my ass? Since the counterattack points have risen by so much, why did the favorability increase by only 10 points? Shen Lan said, in the words of the host. The big tree's trunk is removed, but there are still some branches left for eradication. Lin Yuan laughed. Don't be so jocular. Speak properly. Why will you use my reasoning to educate me? Shen Lan replied, Okay, I guess, there should be 2 reasons. The first is that prejudice is too deep, and the second is that because Yin Ruyu is the first heroine, it will be more difficult to raise her favorability compared to other female hostesses. Lin Yuan touched his chin thoughtfully. Indeed, the favorability of the heroine should be very difficult to increase. If you think about it, my Chu Wangzai is lovelier, so I will give her this necklace. Shen Lan, host, you are a slag man? This is a necklace worn by Yin Ruyu that she gifted you, and you want to give it to Chu Wangzai? Give it to another woman. Lin Yuan, I use my scum ability. What are you scolding me for?